WBTV News Sunday morning. Gratitude, it's one of the toughest lessons to teach your kids, but it's also, of course, one of the most important. In this holiday season, many parents asking themselves, how can you get your kids, thinking the right way and being thankful this time of year? Unfortunately, we have financial professional Paul Durso from Durso Capital Management here to talk about 5 money lessons you want to talk about for raising grateful kids. And this is Shane, your son?
Yes, it is.
Shane, good morning to you.
You.
Thank you. Hey, good to see you as well. Thanks for coming in this Sunday morning. Obviously, we just had Thanksgiving. Why is now a good time to talk to your kids about this sort of lesson?
Well, to be honest with you, any time and all the time is a good time to talk to your kids. But this time of year, I think, is the easiest. Because if we're not having good conversations with our kids about being grateful, somebody else probably will, and they might not have the message that you as a parent or me as a parent want to teach our kids.
Sure, instill the values that you want to instill in your children.
Absolutely.
So where do you start, though? Do you have any advice on that?
Well, yeah, the first one is having a discussion. And, this time of year, just like we said, is the easiest, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas. But then there's, the rest of the year. One of the fun things that we do is when we're driving in the car is I'll ask my kids a question like, what's one thing you love about your kids, or one thing you love about your brother?
Yeah.
And just to have a good, thankful conversation. And what's one thing you love about your brothers?
They like to play with me.
They like to play with you. That's a good age. By the way, Shane, 2 brothers, he said, one older, one younger, right in the middle. And yeah, playing certainly important. But there's other strategies that you sent in as well. Discussion starters and Fatten the Pig, the first 2 of the 5. Talk to me about those 2.
Well, the first one was that discussion that we had in the car. And the second one is, Fatten the Pig. It really means about building your piggy bank.
Yeah.
And, when he gets a gift or any of our kids get a gift or whatever, the first thing that we do is we save.
Yeah.
And if we're ever going to get a toy or anything like that, we just talk about the significance. There's so much to learn about money.
Absolutely.
And we try to take as much advantage of opportunities as we can.
And giving is good, but also the joy of giving is important as well, and I know that's something that you like to stress.
Yes. One of the tips that we do in our house is around this time of year, we'll throw all our toys in a pile, and we have our kids kind of pick through some of the toys that we're going to give away. What's the toy you're going to give away this year?
A helicopter.
A helicopter. That's a good one, too.
Yeah, it helps our kids understand that it's fun to give. And we'll give to charities and friends and family that don't have the toys that they have. And at first it was hard, but over the years it's been a lot easier.
And want to work our way through this list here as well that we've had up for you. And one of the last ones is save as a family and teaching the importance of that. Why is that important, though, to do it as a family?
Well, it's good to bring your kids in on the savings that you can have as an adult.
Sure.
It's a great way of having a conversation. So if you're out at shopping or online, just bring your kids on that conversation and don't just take for granted what you're doing as an adult. They can learn right along the way, and just having a conversation about what the importance is of saving and why and how it can benefit other things in your life.
And the last point, I think, is probably one of the most important, because obviously you could prep your kids, you want them to learn, but mistakes, they happen in life and nobody's perfect. So what do you drive home with that last point?
Well, as a parent of 3 boys, I think it's important sometimes to allow them to have mistakes.
Yeah.
And we stress a lot in our house about money and things like that. But sometimes if they want to buy a toy that I don't think is appropriate, I'll allow them to make that mistake and teach them the significance of why that wasn't such a good decision.
Yeah, live and learn. I mean, the best way to learn is mistakes. You hope the mistakes aren't too big, down the road. But no, it's a great way to learn. Great advice there, and we appreciate you coming in this morning. Shane, how are you doing? Are you awake still this morning?
Yes.
You had a good Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Do you learn these points? You talk about these at home?
No.
I think he does. He's just being a little shy this morning.
Buddy.
We appreciate you guys coming in. Good to see you as always. Stick around. We're going to have a lot more news and weather. Go ahead. Wave to your brothers at home if they're up, and your mom as well. All right. We'll see you guys right after the break with more news and weather.